In New Orleans, a killer whale is hired by a Cleveland mafioso.
Or, the heir to a large company finds holiday traditions. Now he has to stop the terror he has unleashed.
Or, the story of Tarzan's youth, set in a taxi.
Somebody write this.
Welcome to Somebody Write This, where we use a random plot generator to give us an idea, like the examples we just shared, and then we brainstorm how that could be a thing somebody might want to write. I'm Hannah.
And I'm Jenny. Before we get started with our pilot episode and put our random plot generator to work, let's just do a very brief intro of ourselves so you know who's talking, as well as giving you a broader view of what this podcast is and why we're doing it.
Absolutely. I have always been fascinated by storytelling within limitations, and this podcast was inspired by a game, exercise, activity, I don't know what you'd call it, but it was something I used to do with my younger sisters. We all liked writing, so I started doing this thing where I choose a random setting, a random character, and a random action. I had these giant text documents on my computer that were just lists of these three things, and every day I'd choose one of each, and we'd all have to write a one-page story incorporating those. So it might be something like, in medieval England, a scarecrow sacrifices everything for his one true love, and we'd write many stories about them. I loved how you could end up with actual fascinating story kernels inside this bizarre sentence that seemed to be just nonsense on the surface.
That sounds like a Howl's Moving Castle fanfic. I've always been fascinated by stories and the various forms they come in, from the poetry of Milton and Shakespeare, or the tropes of culturally acclaimed movies, to song lyrics, comic strips, computer games, and even the multimedia experience that is Homestuck. I will always love books, of course, but the sheer variety of possibilities available to us today has caused me to appreciate all forms of stories, and even experiment a little myself with my own web novel on Twitter. I love that the how as well as the what of stories helps us collectively share and appreciate what it means to be human.
And I tend to love stories that take bizarre or unusual situations and then find something really meaningful to say with them. Sci-fi is great for this, and a few of my favorite TV shows like Crazy Ex-Girlfriend or The Good Place or BoJack Horseman are all great for this. And I have a fondness for characters sacrificing themselves for other people, as you can hear in that example that I gave. And I'm a theater person, so my stories are more likely going to skew toward ones that can be told on a stage.
So here's the thing. We know you love stories too, and just maybe you're looking for your next great idea. You're going to write the next blockbuster movie script, the next best-selling book, the next cult classic podcast, the next hit anime. We want to help. We'll fire up our generator randomly and discuss the resulting plot. Character relationships, possible settings, the ironic twist. Then we'll invite you, the listener, to take it from there. If you're inspired, we want you to write it and share with the world.
These episodes are also intended to be short, like 15 to 20 minutes playing around with the skeleton of an idea, not an hour and a half a deep dive.
Yeah, we want you to have time to write after you listen.
Yeah. You can find us every other Thursday wherever you get your podcasts.
Follow us on Twitter at WriteThisPod, and if you're inspired already by the random plots we shared at the top of the show, email us at somebodywritethis@gmail.com. We would love to hear from you.
We'll be back with an official episode in 2 weeks, which will be a less scripted and more conversational format. See you then.
Bye!